What is it about abandoned buildings that pulls us in? Is it the allure of the unknown, the thrill of danger, or perhaps something deeper? A whisper from the shadows daring us to uncover secrets better left buried. But what if those secrets aren't just stories? And what if those shadows are watching? I thought I was just another urban explorer, drawn to crumbling architecture and forgotten spaces for the sake of adventure. I never imagined that one night, inside an abandoned hospital, I'd come face to face with a terror that defied explanation. This isn't just a tale of exploration gone wrong. This is a warning. I've always loved urban exploration. There's something about stepping into places frozen in time where peeling paint and broken windows tell stories of what once was. So, when a friend told me about an abandoned hospital on the outskirts of town, I couldn't resist. "Don't go alone," he warned. "People say it's haunted." I laughed it off. Haunted or not, I was determined to see it for myself. Armed with a flashlight, a camera, and my curiosity, I set out just after sunset. The hospital loomed in the distance, its silhouette stark against the darkening sky. Vines crawled up its crumbling walls, and shattered windows gaped like jagged mouths. As I approached, a strange chill ran down my spine. The main doors were boarded up, but I found a side window that had been pried open. Sliding inside, I landed in what used to be the hospital's reception area. The air was heavy with the scent of mildew and decay, and my footsteps echoed ominously in the silence. The place was a labyrinth of peeling wallpaper, overturned furniture, and scattered debris. Graffiti covered the walls, mostly harmless tags. But one phrase caught my eye. "They see you when you don't see them." I felt a shiver, but shook it off. It was probably just a prank by previous explorers. As I made my way through the darkened corridors, I noticed something strange. The air felt alive. Every step I took was accompanied by faint whispers, just out of earshot. I tried to focus on taking pictures, convincing myself the sounds were just the wind or animals scurrying in the walls. But the further I went, the louder the whispers grew. When I entered the surgical wing, the temperature dropped noticeably. My breath fogged in the air, and the whispers stopped abruptly. That's when I heard it, a loud crash like metal hitting the floor. Following the sound, I found myself outside an operating room. The door creaked open as I pushed it, revealing a space that looked untouched by time. Rusty surgical tools lay scattered on a table, and an old operating lamp hung above, swaying slightly despite the lack of wind. I snapped a photo, but the flash illuminated something I hadn't noticed before. Bloody handprints on the wall, leading to a cabinet in the corner. My heart pounded as I approached. The cabinet door was slightly ajar, and I couldn't shake the feeling that someone, or something, was inside. Gripping the handle, I yanked the door open. Empty. I let out a shaky laugh, but my relief was short-lived. As I turned to leave, I caught a glimpse of movement in the reflection of a shattered mirror. A figure darted past the doorway. "Hello?" I called out, my voice trembling. No response. Against my better judgment, I stepped into the hallway, shining my flashlight in the direction the figure had gone. The beam caught a fleeting shadow, disappearing around a corner. I followed, my footsteps quickening. The corridors seemed to stretch endlessly, and the shadows grew darker, almost as if they were closing in on me. Then I saw it, a figure standing at the end of the hall. It was tall and gaunt, its face obscured by shadows. It didn't move, but I felt its gaze bore into me. My flashlight flickered and died, plunging me into darkness. Panicked, I fumbled for my backup flashlight, but in my haste I tripped and fell. When I looked up, the figure was gone. I scrambled to my feet and stumbled into a nearby stairwell, desperate to get out. But instead of leading me to an exit, the stairs spiraled downward, deeper into the hospital. The basement was worse than anything I'd encountered upstairs. The walls were lined with rusty pipes, and the floor was slick with water, or something thicker. A faint hum filled the air, and I realized it was coming from an old generator in the corner. The light it cast was weak and flickering, but it revealed something etched into the floor. "Leave now." Ignoring every instinct screaming at me to turn back, I pressed on, drawn to a faint glow coming from a room at the end of the hall. Inside, I found what looked like an old storage area, but it was arranged like a makeshift shrine. Candles burned on a table, surrounding a cracked photograph of a nurse. Her eyes seemed to follow me, and beneath the photo were small trinkets, a rusted watch, a child's shoe, and a blood-stained scalpel. A sudden gust extinguished the candles, plunging the room into darkness. And then I heard it, a low, guttural growl that sent a cold wave of terror through my body. Turning slowly, I saw it, the figure from the hallway, now standing inches from me. Its face was a twisted mockery of a human visage, eyes hollow and teeth jagged. "Why are you here?" it rasped. I didn't wait to answer. I bolted, blindly navigating the maze of the basement. The growl turned into a roar, and I could hear its footsteps pounding behind me. My lungs burned, and my legs felt like they would give out, but I didn't dare stop. Somehow I found the stairwell and clawed my way back up. Bursting into the main floor, I spotted the window I had entered through. I dove through it, landing hard on the grass outside. When I looked back, the figure was standing in the window, its hollow eyes staring after me. I never went back to that hospital. To this day, I can't explain what I saw or heard. When I told my friend about the experience, he grew pale. "Did you see her?" he asked. "Who?" "The nurse. They say she's the one who haunts the place, keeping the spirits of the dead company. But if she asks why you're there, it means she doesn't want you to leave." I've never set foot in an abandoned building since. Some places are forgotten for a reason, and sometimes the past refuses to stay buried. If you're ever tempted to explore a place like that, remember my story. Curiosity might lead you in, but you may not be able to find your way back out. Urban exploration can be thrilling, but it's not just the physical dangers you need to worry about. Some places carry a darkness that goes beyond broken floors and collapsing walls. And sometimes when you step into the shadows step back into you.